talk about the transition from Quad to 1500. Now it's called 1500 or Nothin, right?
Yep,
And
1500 or nothing.
this is a record label. Is it a studio? Explain to me, because I have no clue. To be
All right,
honest with
so
you, be
it's a
very upfront and personal when I say that I didn't know about Nipsey Hussle until he died. I'm one of those people. But when I tell you
mhm.
that I listened to his music and his albums recently, and I wish I knew him beforehand because he's an amazing, amazing artist, and he don't sugarcoat shit. I've watched some interviews on him. He's like, yo, before I'm an artist, you know what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
and and that's just real. You know what I mean? I just watched that today, and it's like to somebody I literally grew up with, a close friend of mine is literally with 1500 or Nothing. That was like, and I was trying to verify, make sure this is the right people I'm thinking this is. I'm like, yo, he was Nipsey Crew. So talk to me, man. How did that even happen?
So all right, so man, shit, bro. I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I was blessed. I'm telling you, at this time, I'm gonna bring it back to September. Then
Okay,
this is a couple months before the Grammys.
okay.
My grandmother passed away,
I
right?
remember.
So
I
she
versus.
passed away, and yeah, rest in peace to my grandmother. But I'm telling you straight up, my Grammy nomination was a gift from her. I'm
Mm,
telling you, it was a gift. It was a gift from her. No one could tell me nothing because there was something in the air with me that night at the Grammys. Before we entered the arena to go to our seats, in front of me is 1500 or Nothing,
stop.
and Nipsey's in front of me, 5 feet away from me. I got my boy Andrew Zembrowski with me. He's from my boy Andrew. Shout out to Andrew from Amboy as well. Without him, um,
That's
none of my Grammy nomination or nothing would ever happened.
he's the
Yeah,
one you.
like yeah, he's the
Got.
one that got on it real quick and went through the hassle getting my Grammy nomination.
And what
So
does
big
Andrew
shout
do?
out to him for that.
What does Andrew do?
Andrew is a music manager and he's an entrepreneur. He got a lot of other businesses going on the side. And he's also vice president of the Music Managers Forum, and he's part of the Billboard committee as well.
Man, boy, look at that. Another person
Yeah,
I
he's
have on
from Amber. Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, man. You gotta talk to him. Um, so
so
we're over there in the arena and we're waiting for people to tell us, yo, yeah, you could walk down and go to your seats. And we're all like, there's a McDonald's this, we're all getting food or whatever. It's me and my boy, like my other boy, Jada Block, that was with me. He was the person I brought with me to sit and walk through the red carpet with me. So we're there and we're like, yo, that's Nipsey right there. And we're like, yo, that's crazy. Like, this is nuts, man. And I don't even know who 1500 or Nothing, like how they look like at this moment. I don't know them, nothing like that at all. I don't know who's who, nothing. All I
yeah.
just see is Nipsey and all these people around him. You know what I'm saying?
Nipsey
So,
as an artist? I mean, did you like not know him personally, but you being a an
oh,
engineer,
I only met him once. I only talked to him
music wise?
I never talked to him about music, no, none. I only spoke to him for a few seconds
Have you heard
at the
beforehand?
Grammys. It was only at the Grammys. We walked by and I was like, we said what's up to him, and then he said he liked my suit, and if you see the color of my suit and everything I was
I
wearing, so
know.
I
Yeah, I was
like the
about to say.
suit.
I already know.
I was like, good looks, and I kept walking.
Yankees, bro. But that, hey, listen, you set
Yeah,
yourself up
man.
the right way.
Yeah. So and I still didn't speak to any of them. And then rest in peace to Nipsey. He passed away like a month and a half later. You know what I'm saying? Because this is January.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Grammys was January, no later than the first week of February. And uh, he passed away in March. So so all this has happened. From the Grammys, we go through the Grammys. They were in front of me. I still didn't speak to them. I still don't even know who it is, bro. I don't know who they are at all. Nothing. So I come back home eventually. I came back home over here to Jersey. I kept working at Quad and everything, and I had left again to Seattle because my boy Jeffrey Gums, our homie Jeffrey Gums, he went out
Mhm.
there. And it was just like we were hanging out. We were just hanging out. He was having his bachelor party over there. We was going there, bachelor party, have a good time. All of a sudden, I'm like, yo, I'm on the West Coast. I don't really want to go back home. Let me find a plane ticket, right, to go to LA. I found a ticket. It was cheap. I grabbed it. I went to LA. I go to LA. I'm thinking I'm gonna stay out there for 5 days. It turns to 5 weeks, bro.
I remember that.
So
Hold on. I remember that. I'm like, yo, you still, yo, you like, I'm like, yo, what's good, man? Like, when you gonna be back? You like, because you were supposed to come to Atlanta. I remember you said, yo, I
yeah, I
might,
was supposed to come to
I think,
Atlanta. I was supposed to come to Atlanta. I didn't because I stood out in LA because it was just
Yeah, and
it
he was
got
like, "Yo, I'm
crazy
still
for me.
out here, bro." I'm like, "Yo, you still out here?
Yeah.
Coming home?"
So it was crazy. So I'm out there for 5 days. I'm thinking for 5 days. All of a sudden, my homie, that's one of my clients that works with me, that I work with in New York, he's an artist. My boy D Mike is in LA. And he goes, yo, I'm in LA. What's up? Like, let's get in a session. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Let's go. So we get into the studio and we go to Paramount Studios. And he's like, yo, I got my boy Fluff coming through. And he's coming with two of his peoples to say what's up and just check us out in the studio. See, you know, I was like, all right, cool. So I'm just in the session working, you know what I'm saying? And we just working all night. I'm doing whatever. And the dude, my homie Fluff now, he's like my older brother now. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? We're close as hell now.
Yeah.
He came to me, he was like, yo, come to LeBron, like, and work some sessions. Like, I want to see what you can do and stuff. I fuck with you. I fuck with your vibe. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I go to LeBron Studios, which is the original studios and the original home of 1500 or Nothin. It's the
Okay.
studio where everything started at for them
Okay.
years ago. And I'm like, all right, I'm going in there.
That's located. That's not where his shopping center is at, right?
Nah,
Okay.
not at all. Yeah, that's a whole other part. What's up?
Have you been there? Is that like an initiation? Like you have to go there or something like that?
Nah, not at all. Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. I never even been over there. I never even seen the site, to tell you
Okay.
the truth. Yeah. So
And
I
that's just
go
real.
over that. Yeah, that's just real. And like a lot of stuff with Nipsey and everything with them. I never even talked to them about it. I respect them a lot. To even, I just
That's
sit there and listen when they bring up the stories and they tell me stuff. That's it. I don't ever bring it up to them. You
but
know.
that's you,
So it's
bro. You
yeah,
don't
that's just me,
stuff you
and
don't know.
that's just out of respect too, because
That's how we are. Though. We have to be.
these guys are his real friends, his
Yes.
neighborhood friends, his friends and family that he grew up with, that really know who that person is. You know what I mean? That that you know that they know him. So I whenever I hear stories from them, it's different than what you could hear on like on TV and everything on the news.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, it's different. That was really their brother. So I go over there to LeBron Studios, and I'm just there for 3 days working. You know, just like my boy Fluff got me in the studio over there, and he starts putting me in sessions with people I don't even know who they are. He puts me in my first session for the first 2 days with
How does
this
that
guy.
work though? How does that work? Because you're in
Well,
LA.
I was just gonna go over there and work, and
Many of
I
other.
got told who they were. I got
Okay.
told who they were. I knew who 1509 was, but I didn't really know as deep as they went.
Yeah,
So
but
I was told who they were by my boy. After that session I had with him, I was like, "Oh shit!" That's why I took the opportunity to work at the studio for like a couple days to see what could happen. You know, show him what I can do. Um, so I just go over there to work, and he brings over this dude named Brody Brown, one of the like top songwriters, producers ever.
bro.
Brody Brown is the reason why we know Bruno Mars. All right.
Ooh,
I, yeah, bro. And I don't even know who this guy is, nothing like that or whatever. But I start working with him. We were there for 12 hours. And this guy's a genius in his own right. And he's part of 1500 or Nothing as well. So we just start
big.
working. He
Yeah.
fucked with my
So y'all,
vibe. What happened?
you guys are getting big then, huh?
Yeah. For real, getting real big. And it was just like a test drive. It was like a trial run for me. That's all it was. They were testing me out.
I
And
got
then what happened was they had the next day I worked with him that first session. It was cool. Everything was good. The next day they had me working with a lot of their other homies that are songwriters and rappers, and we went for 2 days straight. And they saw that I just was up working, and they couldn't believe, like, yo, this guy just kept working and
why
working.
so? Why Zoe
Huh?
the engineer? Why Zoe? This is what I'm asking you. Is why Zoe? Because we're in LA where there's plenty of other engineers. There's people that have been in the industry way longer than you. You're just a regular dude from Jersey, worked in Quad Studios in New York. Why Zoe though? That's what I want to know. Do you feel like it was a blessing? Do you feel like you were in the
It
right place at
it
the right
is a
time?
blessing. Yeah, bro. This whole shit was a blessing, bro. I'm telling you, this was a gift from my grandmother. I'm telling you, no one could
I,
tell me nothing else, bro. It's
I
gotta
believe it.
be. It gotta be like my vibe, my energy, and just like, just people like liking to work with me. I guess I got good studio etiquette. I guess But it's got. I'm telling you, because it happened so fast. This is all in the matter of months and days.
That's
Like
crazy.
it wasn't like it took. It wasn't like this part of my journey took years to happen.
It
It
takes
was
years.
like Grammy nomination, couple months. Grammy nomination December. I'm with
Yeah.
1500 and nothing by May, working with them. You know,
Mm.
and doing like a trial run with them. So
So after,
then, yeah. So after I worked with them over there for a couple days and everything, um, my boy Fluff was like he was fucking with me, and he wanted me to stay and work at the studio and all this stuff. And I was like, bro, I really can't just up and leave right now like that. I got to get back home. I got a lot of this stuff I got to do, and I got to save up bread so I can stay out here. And you know, I'm thinking of all this other stuff like paying bills.
it's
What
not
am
cheap.
yeah, it's not cheap at all, and I still can't just up and leave. I like Quad giving me so much, I can't just up and leave Quad like that either. So
Yeah.
I had to like, you know, slowly work my way out of Quad, but regardless, I still work at Quad because shit, I came home and I'll be doing sessions at Quad still. You know
I
what I
see it.
mean? It's family. That's family there, you know? So like I couldn't just leave. So I got back home like the end of May. I got back home, and mind you, I was gone from the end of April to the end of May. Or actually no, since the first week of June I was gone.
So
Yeah, first week of June I got back. So I got back over here, and all summer I was just working all summer at Quad, and Fluff kept calling and calling, bro. When you coming out here, bro? Stop playing. When you coming out here? And I was like, yo, I'm coming out, but I need the summer to save up to go. And then the end of August of last year, he goes, yo, listen, if you don't come now, then don't even worry about it, bro. And I was like, damn. So I was like,
ultimatum.
shit. Yeah, ultimatum. He's like, man, I'm not going through this no more. It's like, all right, I got my stuff. I got as much bread I had in my pocket to bring, and I just left.
That
And
was
I
a
went,
good push. Though. Yeah, maybe that was necessary. That was a necessary push. Him saying, "Yo,
yeah, it
you
probably
jump,
was. It had to be.
or you're never gonna know, bro. You got to take
Yeah.
risks.
And you
That's
know what it is too? What it is too, like, I don't trust people so easily.
I know that for a fact.
And you know what I mean? So it's like he's like, bro, you're gonna be good out here. Like I'm gonna get you work. I'm gonna take care of you. You're gonna be good. And I'm like, man, you could tell me that, bro, but I don't believe that. I still gotta survive myself, bro. I'm my own man. So
Especially
like,
being
you know,
the other side of the country, dolo.
yeah, yes, exactly. Dolo by myself. Nobody coming with me. I got no family over there. Shit,
Nobody.
my family never even flew over there. They don't even know what's over there. Cause you know what I mean. So I'm going into, and mind you, it's a whole different lifestyle over there. I'm going into a whole other lifestyle. You know. So it's like I'm trying to just like at that point I'm in my own head too, like trying to make sure I'm good, trying to make sure that I'm straight with everything financially and personally behind me, that they don't need to worry about, and that I'm gonna be good and keep true to myself around these people, because I already had seen how they were and who they are in May when I was working with them. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
it's all family, and you know it's all family and loyalty, but you gotta always be true and real. You know? So it's like, all right, am I ready for this? So I'm like, yeah, I'm good, I'm ready. So I go over there, and shit just was like, shit just started like if we just left it off from when I left the last time.
Like, what's
I
good? You
Yeah,
at?
it was good. Oh, what's up? You back? Yo, I get the first night I land, my boy Fluff takes me to one of the biggest studios out there, East West Studios, where my homie Brody's at with all his people. And it's like, yo, what's up? How you been? Like, damn, you finally back. So you made the move, huh? You made the move to see what can happen with 1500, huh? Like, yeah, man, let's see what can happen. Let's do this. So, and it was like it never like I never left. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And it's been like that since, and I've grown with them now, and they've become family. Like it's
So,
now like a necessity for me to be over there.
so you officially work for 1500 and up
I work with 1500 and nothing. Like I'm there with them all day, every day. We work on everything. You know what I'm
now?
saying?
So what you got a spot in LA now?
Yeah, I got a spot in LA. I got a nice little spot. You know what I mean? Got things going on. You know, everything's good over there. Got like
LA,
I don't need a lot of space. You know what I'm saying? So
oh, I know.
I,
We from up
I
north,
just
man.
need I just need a place I could lay my head at for a couple hours, and then I go right back to the studio and keep working. I'm good. You know what I mean? But they've always they all they ever did was show me love, bro. That's all they ever did, and they always try to take care of me and everything. When I first got out there too, I was sleeping in their studio. They gave me a place to stay. You
Oh,
know
just
what I
like that.
mean? Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now,
That's the
shit.
LA
Even
love.
man, yeah, exactly. And me being me, I'm a grinder. I don't care. You give me a couch, I'm gonna sleep on it. I'm gonna get what I gotta get going.
Just like that,
So
bro.
that's all they did. They gave me a couch. They gave me a studio I could work in all day. I just had to clean the studio, keep it up and right.
Yeah.
And they let me show what I can do and who I am. And my vibe, it has correlated with their vibes. And they showed me love, and all I can ever do is show them love, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had me over for Christmas, they've had me over for Thanksgiving. They
That's
asked,
it, bro.
they've asked me, you know, like, how are you transitioning over here? Are you good out here? You okay? You're not sad or anything, depressed? You miss home or anything like that? You know, they ask me things that not anybody else is gonna be asking. You know what I'm saying? They ask like if they're like my big sister, my big brother, like if they're family. You know what I'm saying? To make
Family.
sure I'm good, because they know like I'm out there with nobody, and they know I'm just out there to work and try to get something going. So they like, you know, so it's a whole different vibe. And then like
I mean, the
1500,
benefit is that shit. Yeah, I mean, not to
yeah.
because we're real people. The benefit is that your income has changed. So I believe
Hmm.
at this point, what I'm saying, you should be able to survive. What I'm saying, take care of yourself because no kids, no wifey. So that's good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Right
yeah. Yeah, so
time.
I'm good now. I'm good. I'm definitely good now. I just need a little bit of time when I was first over there to get started up. But everything has changed. They showed me what they said was gonna happen. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
They
So
were
it's like, all
loyal to
right, cool.
the
Yeah, it
offer.
was loyal.
Now you bring the
Exactly.
you get the loyalty back
And
100. Because when I
take it
DM'd you,
right back, bro.
this in your blood. You know what I'm saying? That's deep.
Hmm.
Like that's family. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's family. You know what I mean? And the fact that you can come back to New York and go to Quad just like that and work at Quad, that shows that where you go, you don't burn bridges, you build bridges. And when you build a
Yeah,
bridge,
yeah.
cross over that bridge and go back to where, what I'm saying, you originally worked at. And it's not like, oh man, he was 1500. Now it's like, yo, he was 1500. Let's make this collaboration. We got an engineer with 1500 at Quad where he started. It's just like, what I'm saying, it all goes together. It brings people from New
Yeah,
York to
yeah.
LA. There usually is a separation, you know what I mean? Now,
Yeah,
let me
there
ask
definitely
you
is a
this though.
separation.
I
What's
want to
up?
ask you a couple about you yourself, like Zoe Sounds. Like, is that what are we doing with that? Like, is that something you're still continuing to? Is that your label? Is that
Yeah.
your and
That's my I guess my
your brand?
business name.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
your brand.
exactly. Yeah, it's my
Yeah,
brand. So like, I'm that's how I get paid through there, do all that stuff. But Zoe Sounds, I'm gonna start taking it to another level. I'm doing partnerships and with other companies, like management companies and branding companies, to start doing, you know, a lot of other different things that you can do with an engineer. I see that I probably get a lot of work, and there's a lot of work that I can't do, but I can facilitate that work to other engineers,
and you can
things
build a
like
team.
that. Or
Yeah, you
I
can
could
build a
build a
team.
team.
You don't have to. You can build
Exactly.
a team that don't only have to have engineers on it. It can have producers on it. It can have,
Yup.
you know.
Songwriters, everything.
I'm
And that's
listen,
that's
like people don't.
basically that's basically 1500 is, and that's the same thing I can do. I can see it happening. I can definitely put something like that together. So I'm definitely in the works of like, all right, what's the next step to evolve? And my first step right now is literally at this moment right now, being home, I've been looking for artists of
So
just
that's another
every
thing.
single day I've been out
And
here.
I got somebody from Atlanta.
Hmm.
Um, his father been in the same game as you've been in before you started in this, so his father's still in that game. When I tell you they put a lot of
Hmm.
money, he's a good lyricist. I believe I sent you some of his music in the past, but
Hmm.
he's got a lot. They're indie. They do a lot of their own stuff. That's the one thing I like about you, Zoe, is you give everybody an opportunity. Still, it's not like yo, I'm with 1500. I'm still going up in the game, and y'all too little for me now. It's like yo, I want to expose the artists exposed because these industries are too big right now. These corporations and these big dogs are too big to even look at you sit at the desk. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
put in another pile. Like you're trying to set up whereas you can get these people exposed. You know what I mean? Hey, you do it all the time. You DM people all
I,
the time. Yo, I'm in the studio
yeah.
right now. Music. I'm around the right people. Send me your music. You do that all the time, bro.
I know I
Do
do, yeah, bro, because
people
it's
actually
a
send
big
you their music?
thing. Yeah, a bunch of people send me the music all the time to listen to it, see what I can do with it. What it
Do you
needs,
have
what
time to
what
listen to
my
music?
man, I do take the time though. I'll take the time a little bit out the week to do it, but I don't even really listen to music. Like when you're in my car, I'm not listening to music at all. Like I'm listening to sports radio.
You're
That's
like me.
that's my time to.
Oh, I listen to politics and sports.
Yeah, so I get away from it in the car and everything, but I'm around it so much. Well, I'm working on music that ain't gonna come out till like 3 months from now or something, you know.
How does that
So
like?
like,
How does it work on a project that's really, 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 really good, and you know it's not going to come out for about a year? Is that
oh,
so?
that is like, well, you forget, you
Okay.
kind of
Oh,
forget because you're working on
like
so much
oh,
other stuff. So you be forgetting that you did certain things. Like, oh shit, that came out already. Oh damn, it took that long for that song to come out. Oh, okay, finally it came out. Like, you'll say things like that. But yeah, like you just be forgetting sometimes. But there's songs too that you might have heard and you're like, that song's gonna be a hit, and you just like you just waiting to see everyone's reaction when it comes out because you know it's gonna be a hit. Now you just want to see what everyone else is gonna say. You're like,
let me ask
oh shit,
let me
what's
ask
up?
you this: anybody that you inspired to work with, as an artist or producers or anything that you haven't rubbed elbows?
Spanish World. Spanish World. That's
Yo,
that's my
yo,
that's
get
my
up
next competition.
real
That's my
quick.
challenge.
Before
Spanish
we
World.
started, before we started this interview, I swear on
Hmm.
everything I love. Usually, I go in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? I do my. I'm a host. You know what I mean? So I like to critique and make sure I sound right on camera and everything. But you know, it's funny in my head because I've been really hard on Nicky Jam right now. I watched his El Ganador documentary. It's amazing. And
Yeah,
when I tell
yeah.
you that you ever rub elbows with Nicky Jam, bro, just shoot your boy a picture. Tell your man's, you know what I'm saying? Like Nicky Jam to me,
I'll tell them that. I'm like, yo, we gotta take a picture, bro. I gotta send this to my homie.
yeah, this is my
I'll
homie.
do that. We
It's
could definitely
amazing.
do that.
Bro from Puerto Rico, from being from the United States, going to Puerto Rico, and then just being on Percocets and his whole going to Colombia as a Puerto Rican,
Hmm.
going to Colombia where cocaine is like the thing, and coming off of drugs out there, and then the love he got and the way he went about with his management. I see that same type of loyalty in you when it comes to your team. Like you're not a person who's gonna make it and forget about his whole team. We have stories that we know personally
Hmm.
that I told you we won't touch on today. Just knowing that people that would be in your lane, and if they don't appreciate what's going on, you just have to move on. That's a
Hmm.
different type of feel. You don't usually move on from people that you know that's gonna make it with you, and that's what I love about you. That's why I say Nicky Jam, like you need to hit that reggaeton and that Spanish hip hop industry because they're booming right now, man. And to,
I know the numbers, bro. I see the numbers. They hit
yeah,
billions of
I'm
views.
surprised
They
you
hit
haven't even like
billions.
nobody's knocked on your door yet.
Well, I've had certain moments where I could have done something. So I had a moment that I could have worked with one of the biggest DJs that is from reggaeton. Basically, the guy owns the damn word reggaeton, and he's the reason why we hear that specific reggae to the floor sound, which is DJ Nelson. So if you
Okay,
look up DJ Nelson
yeah,
from back in the day,
know who you talking about.
he's the reason why we know
Yeah,
Tego Calderon, Daddy Yankee,
yeah,
Nicky
it was like
Jam.
wasa.
Yup, all those guys. He's the one that helped create their sound. So I had an opportunity to work with him, and I was gonna meet up with him. When one time I was in Puerto Rico, I had emailed him, and he got back to me, called me. But what happened was the hurricane hit over there, and I had to leave the island 2 days earlier than what I was supposed
Yeah,
to.
remember I was like, "Yo, what are you doing out there, bro? There's a hurricane coming." You should
Yeah. Yeah, bro. And people are like, yo, you gotta get out of there. I'm like, my mom was like, yeah, you gotta leave. So my mom was like, you gotta go. Because my parents were staying there at the time too. Like, yeah, you
I
gotta
thought
go. You shouldn't be here for it. So
I
I
thought you got
got
stuck.
out. No, I
Yeah,
almost did though. I almost did get stuck, but I got out of there and I lost the opportunity to go to San Juan to work with DJ Nelson because I worked with him one day at Quad and it was like 3 years ago, 3 years before I contacted him and he still gave me his number to go work with him, bro. You know what I
let
mean?
me ask you.
Like,
Let me ask you a question on loyalty. Because one thing I did notice about touching on Nicky Jam again in that Spanish industry is the difference between loyalty in the English industry and Spanish. Like if you listen to all his tracks, you literally can hear, what I'm saying, Saga White Black on all his shit. You can hear,
hmm
like he uses the same producers and engineers on all of his shit for the most part. Is that something that's normal? Because I see that
it is
everybody
now. It is now because artists want to be around the people they're comfortable with.
loyalty, man.
But your job also, with your job as like a person part of the team is yes, you have to do your part, but and you have to be loyal. But with that loyalty, you have to understand that you also have to raise your value
Mm,
while you're on the team. You
mm.
can't
So
just
we're
stay
all rising.
stagnant. Yeah, you can't just stay stagnant and think that you're doing enough and you're staying low to them. You also have to raise your value because you have to raise everyone else's value around you as well. So it's like you also got to be ready to take that. You also have to be ready and take that challenge of evolving, because I was just an engineer, and now I'm over on the West Coast, and I'm helping produce tracks and help songwrite out of
Mm.
nowhere. And I that never was in my
Hold
forte.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. You say you help song right now?
Yeah, like I'm literally in the room with them, with the songwriters. Like, yo, so what idea you got? And I'll say stuff, and they're like, oh shit, that was clever. And then
No.
now it's like it got more and more like they want to know my insight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Wait.
yo, this sounds good. Or like, okay, we'll do Spanish reference tracks that we're gonna send out to Spanish artists. So they asked me for, yo, how do you say this in Spanish? Or if I was trying to talk about this, how would I say it? And I would tell
Mm.
them exactly how to say it. So it's kind of like, bro, Lawrence Dobson from 1500 Nothin is a genius. He's the modern day Mozart, and I seriously think he's seen more in me than I ever saw myself.
And he's the head engineer?
He's the head everything.
Okay.
Musical director, 1500 Nothin, super producer, one of the most legendary producers ever, songwriter, businessman. He opened up his own school academy out there to teach kids how to do all this,
That's
learn
beautiful.
about music business, and learn about being an engineer, songwriter, music producer, whatever that's to do with the industry. That's the way of him giving back to his community of Englewood, you
And
know?
I remember you spoke about you doing that eventually, and I tell you
Yeah, yeah, man.
that we're gonna help you with all the video production and all that, because I love giving back to the community. Imagine we can go back to
Mhm.
Jersey and grab a bunch of kids and teach them how to engineer, teach them how to get behind the mic, teach them the etiquette, and the most important thing, honestly, when I was getting on today, was like, yo, when I talked to Zoe, that's why I asked you about the certifications, and I asked you, like, how important is it to, how important is it to get your music certified, how and registered and stuff like that. Like, people don't understand, you can make music, but if you really want to make it in this industry as a businessman, like you're doing now, like, remember we spoke a lot about that in the
Mhm.
background of you branding and exposing your brand and stuff like that. Like, come on, like, we both is we're wet behind the ears in this industry, and now you can see the growth. Like,
Mhm.
you an engineer, me having a production company. Um, it's just hard. Like, people really just think that you could just go behind the booth, make a song, and you're gonna make it. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot less sleeping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grind, bro. Like, a lot of grind, and people
A
don't understand.
lot of sleepless nights, man. A lot of sleepless nights. But the only thing is, like, the only thing is, you just like, I needed this. I need to be doing this. I like to look at my life like a story. You know what I mean? What's the next
It is.
chapter? And what's the next chapter of my story? Like what? Like like a TV series and stuff. So it's like, all right, now it's on. Like now, I just think of it like I'm gonna just keep going till the wheels fall off. See how far I can go. Might
Yeah.
as well. Might as well just go check it out. Go take a little stroll around and find out what could happen. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like I said, like I said too, it's changed. Me going to LA has opened my eyes to a lot of other things that I'm good at. Because like there was times too, you might know that you're good at these certain things, maybe like writing a song, or maybe like producing a song. Like, man, I would do this to it, but you never had anyone to really co-sign it, and tell you that, yo, you right, or yo, that is fire. But then now go over there to LA and I start doing the things I've always thought of since I was a kid, and they're like, yo, that's dope. That was fire, bro. How'd you hear
Yeah.
that? Like what? You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit. Like now I'm impressing the other people that don't know me from nothing, that got all this success. They're like, yo, that's fire, bro. And then they're asking me for advice and everything. Yo, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? So it starts giving you that confidence to know, like, yo, all right, cool. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know?
a lot of that a lot of that has to do with your humbleness as well. Like,
Hmm.
what I'm saying, like, being so humble and not realizing, how much work you're already putting in. Like for example, I believe you posted a picture or a video you were doing, and behind you was a bunch of plaques.
Hmm.
Those are your plaques, right?
All those plaques behind me. Now, those are the plaques from the studio in the Bren. My
So,
plaques, yeah, my plaques aren't up at all because I ain't got no wall yet to put it up at yet. There's a few that
how
it
many you
just,
have?
oh shit, probably now like 11.
11 now. I
11,
remember that
11,
you
and
put,
probably
bro.
like another like 5 or 6 that I haven't even like ordered or anything like that. So like they don't fit all on the wall. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna put them all up. And Well, and lots of times too, I'm just gonna be giving them to my mom. Like, mom, take this and do something with it. Put it back home somewhere. I don't know. Like, here you go. Just put it somewhere. Put it somewhere in the house. Put it either in the house in Puerto Rico, house in Jersey, somewhere. Give it or put it somewhere in the city. I don't care. So it's
Are you
like,
getting are you getting asked a lot to do things like this, like podcasts and
yeah,
interviews?
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I've been getting a lot of this,
How does that feel being in front of the camera
especially
now?
for critiquing music and everything. What was that?
How does it feel? How does it feel being in front of the camera now? Because you're usually behind the camera. You're usually behind the scenes creating
It's
magic.
cool. I like talking. I've always been I always been good at talking. You know, whenever I had to, I like speaking about this stuff, sharing my journey. You know what I mean? And I love like when someone asks me a question, I tell them the story, the reaction. You
Yeah,
know, so it's like
I
it's cool. It's
thought I
cool to
knew it.
do this. It's cool to talk and do this. You know what I'm
I thought
saying? And
I
lots of times too is like I think of it like this too, man. Like lots of times we never had anyone around us in town to come talk and tell us stories of what they've done or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember seeing other schools get like all these famous people to come by and talk to them, whatever. And we never got nothing. So I was
ever,
like,
ever,
damn, ever at all.
ever.
So
Honestly,
I'm like, all right, damn. So it's like I might as well talk about it and everything. And you already know, man. Like, there's so many people that have come from where we're from that try to do music. You know what I'm saying? That never got over there. So and never got to do it or get to like where I'm at. So I just like talking about it and sharing my story so they know back home that it's real. I'm trying to plant that seed that they know it could happen. You know what I
but
mean?
can I say this? The way you went about it, though, Zoe, is way different. You went about it the way you should go about it. You went and educated yourself. You went and put the work in. You did a lot of sleeping and interning. And I didn't
Hmm.
even know you got paid $8.50 an hour. I didn't know it took you 3 years to even get anything past 15. So understand that a lot of people just think that it's gonna just fall in their lap. You know what I mean? Like you literally grinded, the right way. Resume, going there individually, handing them out, sleeping on the couches, using the LA gym to take showers, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like being in sessions
Hmm.
with people asking you, "Hey, where's?" I remember you telling me that my man was like, "Yo, where's old boy that was in the studio with me? Like he gives me a good vibe." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he gives good vibe. I just want him around. He gives me good vibe. That's it.
That's
I'm not.
dope.
I'm not even able to. And like I was even. The funny thing is too is like I had people that just wanted me in the room because I could roll up for them, and they knew I couldn't smoke at the
Man,
time.
you was
Yeah,
a blunt roller?
yeah. Because the thing is, like, I'm just an intern, so like I can't
I
smoke
want to
with
put you
them.
in the right
And
room.
mind you, I was on probation, so I wasn't smoking at the time. So
Ah,
like I'd be like, nah, I'm good, I'm good, I can't smoke. They're like, what? I'm like, but then they're like, damn, I want to roll this. I'm like, they'll be like, yo, roll this then if you smoke. I don't think you smoke. I'm like, man, give me that, I'll roll it. So I would I would roll it up, and they'd be like, yo, yo, yeah, yeah, I got to smoke with you, and you can smoke again. This is crazy. You know, so it's like you just get cool people. You got to bring a good vibe to the studio. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta match their energy and everything, and things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learned, I got, I got on real quick with not getting starstruck. I got over that real quick. It
what's
happened
funny?
like once, and that was it.
That wasn't even a question in my questionnaire because that's one thing I know about you is like, bro, you don't be on Instagram saying, "Yo, I just worked with him. I just worked with him." It's like, yeah, I worked with him already. Like your whole when you actually show me in your phones your whole credits, like the people you've worked with in that one picture we flashed,
Hmm.
that I didn't even have a clue you worked with half of those people. It's like, and now that was years ago. That was years
Yeah,
ago. That was
that's
more than five
years
years
ago
ago.
now. Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure,
why
for sure.
it's like I was a little list like this. You know what I mean? Now we talking about come on, you hit me like yo, I worked on Hillary Duff's, you know what I'm saying, album. Like
Yeah.
Hillary, we talking about white people now. Like that's a different area. You know what I mean? We talking
Yeah,
about
yeah, lot of weird, crazy stuff that just falls in your lap. You know what I mean? And like, thank goodness, like the Quad noticed that early too, that I could work on a lot of different types of music. You know what I'm
now
saying?
the guy who was that the actual owner who passed away recently?
No, that was Roz, the booking manager, but he was there with the original owners and then stood there with the other owners. He had left at one point in the middle to run his own studio, but always came back. But Roz was the face of Quad Studios, and to this day, everyone remembers him over there and knows all the great things he did over there and all the people he helped. Like Roz is a big reason why I'm at where I'm at right now
I
because
remember you said
he knew I was going to always work, and he knew I was loyal to him, and he knew that when he called me to come in and work, I was coming into work no matter what. So I was always there when he needed me, and he knew I would stay there for days. And like it got to the point I would go to his house and just hang out with him, and we talk and have our own personal conversations and stuff, just about life, about his stories of when the '90s, '90s running Quad and him growing up and all his situations of him growing up, So like he shared a lot of stories and a lot of insight with me that a lot of people didn't have that like with him. So and the thing was that he's like a silent hero in the music industry, like because he was one of the original pioneers of like booking, managing a studio and running it like that and have everything going well. And people, they got to the point that people were just so comfortable going to Quad because they knew Roz was there. They didn't even know who was working there anymore, nothing, but they knew Roz was there, and he was the rock. You know what I mean? So like I had a pretty few good years over there, and at one point he fired me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when I was an intern, he fired me because I was having my birthday party in Atlantic City, and I almost grabbed everyone from the studio to come party, and they weren't going to have a staff for the weekend. So he called me and fired me.
He was like, yo, son, you want to take the staff, but you can have them. You're fired.
Yeah. He fired me, and then he took it back. Yeah, man, man. But that's how he was. He was an emotional guy, but he always wanted the best for us, man. So there's a lot of engineers in this world that owe their career to Roz. Okay. A lot of engineers in this world, because Quad Studios is one of the only places where engineers really get picked up and go with artists and like move on to the next level. It don't happen like that in all the studios. And Roz was always a big reason why those things were happening. And he was good at finding the right people to put him in the right positions so they can grow. He knew how to put you in the right the right sessions with the right people to work with them, so you prospered and you didn't make yourself look bad or made the studio look bad. He was really good at that. Really, really good at that. I'm telling you, he had a lot of insight. He knew everything. He knew how to grow the engineers. He knew how to grow artists. He was definitely the one of a kind for what he did.
Nice. God rest his soul, man. Before we wrap it up with the last few, 5 minutes, I want to touch a subject. It's not that personal. It's personal to us because a lot of people don't know where Perth Amboy is. We're from a town in New Jersey where it's literally over the water from Staten Island. It's literally right over the water where Wu-Tang Clan was created. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of music influence on Perth Amboy, New Jersey. One thing I've recently seen you working with like March 5th Music, which is Bobby. His interview is going to drop, I believe, today. Now we're recording today, but it's actually going to be last week when this is out. How do you feel when you actually get to work with artists like Bobby Krills and artists from back Perth Amboy that are actually doing stuff? Because March 5th, I've seen this label now. Marcus Jones and somebody else we went to school with. So it's pretty cool to see people like, when you were messing with the Horsemen and stuff like that, I always see that you always try to bring your city with you. That's one thing I very, very, very much noticed. You always try to bring Hot 97, when you do things like that, you always bring your city with you. And you don't necessarily have to be in the forefront. You're always in the pictures, but you're not the one saying, yo, I did this, and I'm the one who put him on, or I'm the one who engineered his track. But one thing I do know is, like, when I asked Bobby on, our interview about, how he felt about it, it's all love, bro. It's like, yo, just the fact that I could be able to go and work in Quad, and, you know what I mean? Like, that's a blessing. So how does it feel to be able to get back with local artists, and how was it working with Bobby Krills, and how is it working with artists?
When you talk about Horseman Crew, that's just respect. You know what I'm saying? And those are my brothers. Like I'm the little brother. Yeah.
It's like 50, yeah.
They're the ones that they taught me all the things. Shakes was my boy Lou Gum. Shakes was the first one to show me what Pro Tools was on a PC. You know what I mean? Like, yo, look at this. I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's Pro Tools. I was like, what the hell is this? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the first ones to teach me what it was to write bars and everything. I never wrote a bar in my life, but I be in sessions now where rappers be rapping and they might just need like advice on their bars or something. And I'm giving them advice that I learned from Krills and my boy Myth and J.I. and them, like when they would write around me and everything. So it's just like they passed down a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? And like, man, there was times when I first started all this where I'd be at Krills' house and Shit, me and my homie Tech are playing Madden, and he's there writing to the same beat for hours, just the same beat and loop. You know what I mean? So it's like you know what I'm saying. So it's like you always wanted to win with your homies. You know what I'm saying? Especially
That's
the
why
ones that you coming
it's
up
good to see
with.
the collaboration on his new. It was definitely good to see the collaboration because and
Yeah, for real, man. For real, for real. It was definitely a blessing to come and work. And the thing is too is like I come back now with a different mindset and different advice and insight and everything. And it's like, man, what? I'm not gonna pass it on to my homies. I'm not gonna pass it on to the people that I was around since the beginning with all of this.
does
So
your
it's
phone
like,
start off like crazy as soon as you touch down the Amboy?
oh yeah, all the time now. But shit, I got off the plane in less than 24 hours. I was already in the studio. You
You don't
know?
have an
Oh,
assistant yet, but one day you will have an assistant, and you won't have to worry about those problems.
oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's another thing I'm looking at. Like, yeah, I'm gonna need assistance soon for a
You,
lot of
you
these
won't.
things, man.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like I see it more than you do, and it's only because not for nothing. I'm not a celebrity or anything, but I have been around particular celebrities such as Angela Diaz from ATL Homicide. Like I've been around these
Hmm.
people to tell that it all depends. Like you guys are so humble that you guys don't see the status that you guys are taking yourself to, but.
Hmm.
You need stuff like that. You need a manager. You need a assistant. You need somebody. You need an agent to put you in the right places. And I see you going there, bro.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really,
for sure.
I really do see the growth. And right before, I really, really, really appreciate. I could talk to you for hours though, but if nobody's gonna
Hmm.
watch a podcast for hours. But right before we get off, we usually do something. Where where's Zoe? What's next for Zoe? What's next for Zoe? What are you doing next? What do you got brewing up? If you can give us an insight, and you know what I mean, because you're in LA now, so this is a whole
Yeah.
new game. What's next for you?
All right, so basically, what my vision right now is, I'm looking for artists, and the first place I came to look for them artists is town, is our hometown. I might as well. I got the green light to go find artists and see what I could do with them, and maybe make change their lives and get them where they want to go. So my mission when I came back home for these couple of days was, all right, I got to go home and take care of some things, but I'm gonna go out there and find out what music is out there that's hot, what's popping in my town, what's going on. So I've been looking at just artists around my town and other towns around in just Jersey in general to see what I find. And right now I'm grabbing music and everything, putting it together to bring it back to 1500, and we're going to see what we can do. So my
Are these
vision right now, what's up?
are these some of the people that you grew up with, or you're going a whole different route? Are you going to
It's
live?
not even, it's not really people I grew up with. It's just looking for talent who's working hard. That's it.
So it's a talent search. So
Yeah,
so
it's a
where
talent
if
search.
I had a song and I wanted you to hear, where do I send it? Who do I contact?
So you can send it to my email, Zoe Sounds LLC at gmail.com, ZOE Sounds LLC at gmail.com, or you can send it to my IG, ZOE Da Engineer. Like just DM me or something, you could definitely send it that way. ZOE Da Engineer, that's my IG, ZOEDAENGINEER. And
And if
just
you don't answer,
contact me that way.
busy in a session, people, come on, this man don't
Yeah,
sleep. He's the
yeah,
mind
man.
fire.
I
So
like
yo,
that one. I like that.
what I usually do, man, before oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's touch on this picture right here because this is your most recent one right here. Six
Yeah.
piece with that 6 piece hot.
6 piece hot. Yep.
Talk about that.
So yeah, that's from the artist Black. It's a song on there called Elephant in the Room that we had worked on a while ago. I was one of the engineers on it. And
Your
basically,
credit.
if you look at the credits and everything there, that's basically all of 1500. So you have me on there as an engineer, and you have another good friend of mine, Dylan, that's also an engineer from 1500. But then
I
if
see
you look
all
at
the
that
names you were talking.
producer list,
Yeah,
what happened?
right around. I see all the names you're talking about. Every name
Yeah,
right there. Timberland. Is that Timberland? Timberland?
that's Timberland. So DJ Battlecat is one of the greatest producers from the West Coast. Brody Brown, like I told you, that's the homie from 1500 that he's known for all the music he did with Bruno Mars. And then Rance is 1500 as well. So it was a true blessing to this is like my first credit with all of them. You know what I mean? So it
Who's
was
the
a true blessing for that.
Who's the recording engineer that's with you on the recording engineer?
Oh, so that's my homie. That's my homie Dylan. He's also part of 1500 or Nothing. We're both the engineers for them. So we both tag teamed on this song together to basically get it done.
Now and not to backtrack real quick, but
Mhm.
this just reminded me of what was that album you worked on with the female, and she had all the pills across her stomach, and it was
Oh, that's my homie Blackbeard. My homie
man,
Blackbeard, Digital Drug
that
Lord.
album was going crazy, man.
Yeah, that album was going real crazy. It hit gold. I'm pretty sure hit platinum by now. I still gotta get my plaques for that one. I don't have none of them for
But
that album.
are you like an artist? Like, do you get royalties off of when they play, or that's
Yeah.
just totally
Oh
that's
yeah,
just
you gotta negotiate that, but I could definitely get royalties now with all this new engineer stuff, that we were talking about. There's new ways for us to get paid. So we're
so
definitely
this
involved
so
with a lot of that
that's
now.
totally
We're getting
what's
noticed
next?
for like our creativity for everything because they're noticing like, oh damn, all right, these artists might sound like shit, but this engineer just did his thing on 'em. So like
Yes.
they're noticing that things have to change because they even started a new section called vocal production. You
Ooh,
know that's now another category
that's
to
because of
get credit on a
Blueface.
song. Yeah, exactly
That's
because
that's
of people
because
like
y'all made
Blueface.
Blueface sound wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like things like that. You're totally right. So
Yeah.
that's why they added stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's changing. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. It's gonna get there soon. It's gonna be crazy soon. One day the engineers gonna be looked at as how the DJs are looked at, like the Khaled's and the DJ Mustards and DJ Drama, Funk Flex and
Yeah.
all of them. Like the engineers are gonna be looked at like that very soon. It's happening. It's evolving. But the thing is, too, the engineer world is evolving as well. We're not just someone anymore that's behind the board. We got to do a whole lot of other stuff that just doesn't pertain to the sound of someone or the sound of a song. So
I
that's
mean,
why it's changing a lot too.
me personally, I like to say engineer is literally like when you go into a studio, that man sitting behind the board is literally the guy controlling not only the music, controlling the vibe in the room. Because if the engineer's not happy, the song's not gonna get done right. At the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
time, partying behind you, you got to be the most focused person in the room, listening to the music in the loop. You got to listen to it over and over and over again while everybody's partying and chilling behind you. And you know in
Hmm.
your head, yeah, I want to be partying, but I know if I make this, I got to do my job. So that's to me, that's a really, really hard profession because you're sitting in a room with literally celebrities who have millions and millions of dollars, honestly, popping bottles, rolling fat blunts, and you're like, damn, I gotta focus on this song right now. And I
Hmm.
gotta keep the vibe in the room good at the same time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that, man. You know what I
You
mean?
got to
Like,
be a DJ sometimes in the session. Keep the vibe
come on,
right.
that's some
Yeah,
slick.
man. Like those are little things that you only learn when you're in the room all the time. Like that's the art of engineering. Those little things that are added into those nights of keeping a vibe and everything together. But yeah, you're right about that. You're definitely right about that. It happens like that all the time. But if you just keep your head straight in the session, the real ones that are in there are gonna respect you even more. So the real ones are gonna see what you're doing. Real ones, and the real ones are gonna take care of you.
That's what's up. All right, so
Hmm.
usually before everybody gets off my podcast, man, I usually ask my guests to leave the people with some words of inspiration. It could be anything. It could be a verse. It could be a quote. It could be anything. Just leave them with something they should know that Zoe said. Just give something to the people, man.
Everyone got a definite. Always go after what your definition of success is. My definition of success is my happiness. So, however, if I'm happy, then that means I'm successful. Everyone got their own level of it, and reach for it. You know what I mean? Reach for your definition of success at all times, and don't let anyone ever tell you you can't do it at all. Because, man, you really can. You just got to stay focused on it and do it for yourself. Always do it for yourself and have pride in what you do and pride for yourself. Carry yourself with your chest out. That's where you want to be at in life.
Stay with your chest for real.
Yup, exactly.
Man, Zoe, it's been a pleasure, bro. I really appreciate. You don't understand how important and how big this interview is for me, bro. Because I see you as a superstar, my brother. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it.
tell the people where they can follow you at, man.
You can follow me on IG as ZOE Da Engineer, ZOE Da Engineer. I'm on Facebook. You can find me through my real name, Lorenzo Cardona, on my business page, Zoe Sounds. Um, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't have no Twitter, nothing like that. Mainly hit me up on IG. That's how you can contact me best, or even look up just 1500 nothing. All my info comes up as well.
Oh, that's deep, man. I appreciate
Mhm.
you. I appreciate my fans. I appreciate everybody watching today. Y'all already know this is a JVIS production, and you guys already know who's behind that camera, who is the wizard behind the screen. That's TOV Digital Media. Follow my all platforms, TOV Digital Media. That's my boy right there. You got JVIS Production, and then you have the eStream Live Podcast Network. This is where you can see all of our episodes, full episodes. Zoe's episode will be posted on next Monday. Just follow us, man. Anywhere you can hear us, come check us. Make sure you check Zoe out, 1500 or nothing. Come on, that's a big, 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 big move. And we're doing big things. And I'm going to have Zoe, we're going to be working on his mini doc real soon. And big things are coming. I appreciate you once again.
Thank you, bro.
Brother. Thank you for being on In the Know with Joe. Peace.